Mr. Ben took a sip of water and continued. As much darkness as we were gonna get fell in a few hours. Pa paced back and forth in and around the house and the barns. We opened all the barn doors and gates and turned the stock loose. All but the Morgan team. The glare in the sky seemed to be moving, spreading more to the west of us. Now it was solid red and rising higher. Suddenly a blast of hot air came from the southwest, and a noise like hard thunder shook the house. We ran to look out our west window. Get the team, Pa yelled at us boys. No, no, Ma screamed. We got to get to the creek. As we ran to the kitchen, she handed us each a blanket from the pile on a chair by the back door. Dip them in the water trough as you go by, she ordered. Head for the northeast pasture. Austin, you take sister. Ed, carry Maddie. Run to the creek. Run. Pa didn't argue. Everybody run, he shouted over the noise of the wind. Keep together. Take your blankets. Run. It was light as day as we piled out of the house. Nobody thought of the team in the barn or the cats or the dogs. We ran like the devil was after us, leaping and dodging, blaring limbs and barn doors, sailing through the air. The dried up meadow was on fire ahead of us. I kept close to James, who had Bert by the hand. It was hard to run inside a wet blanket through the fire and the wind that knocked us down sometimes, but that's what saved us. I never expected to make the creek, for I was falling behind. We did make it, all of us, but there was very little water in the stream, mostly mud. We buried ourselves in the mud as best we could. Plain mud kept us alive, and the wind and the fire tore over us for what seemed like hours. Then it was nearly dark again. The brighter spots around us for miles were the last of farm buildings, and in many cases, whole families. When the cold, smoky daylight came, we scraped the mud from around the blisters on our faces, and Paul and the older boys stepped up on the low bank by the creek and looked at the desolate sight. But it was really didn't register. Boys, Pa said, you go back and catch up a team of horses. Bring a wagon to get your mother and your sisters. Of course, there were no horses. When the ground cooled a little bit, Ma and the little girl stepped out and took a look around, and everything was gone. Everything was gone. Everything was gone. Everything.